money dried up. Has Meg face number of risks after losing 1.6 million Netflix viewers over 3 episodes? Meghan and Prince Harry face a number of risks in maintaining their current communication strategy after the release of their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan. Marketing strategist Edward Coram James has warned the couple have already run out of road with the narrative focusing on difficulties they faced within the royal family. Mr. Coram James told express.co.uk, "There's a number of risks associated with it." He said, "Zeroing into the bigger picture stuff, it's obviously very difficult because thus far the only formula that they have shown can work relates to something that happened over a very specific period of 2 years. And they have already run out of road with that story." He argued the Netflix documentary was more likely to have attracted detractors of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex rather than their already well-established supporters. The Go Up CEO noted the couple effectively removed themselves into a small box and risked being limited to having to rely exclusively on their royal connection to gain new publicity. Mr. Coram James added, "I think they will be probably right now looking at the numbers that are coming out of this series and thinking brilliant, job done. We have doubled the numbers associated with The Crown on The Crown's premiere. It's the biggest numbers seen on a documentary on Netflix. Brilliant." The problem is, if you look into those numbers, what you see is actually a bit of a problem for them because a substantial portion of people tuned in not because they're fans of Harry and Meghan but because they're the opposite. They tuned in out of a vague interest of, oh God, what are they going to do next? For Harry and Meghan to build a sustainable platform, however, they will need to be attracting people who come to them for genuine storytelling. The marketing expert also believes Meghan and Harry's failure to show humility during the 6-part docuseries could ultimately come back to haunt them. He said, "In crisis comes, when someone comes to us and says, 'I'm in a spot of bother, this has happened, people on social media are saying really nasty things about me. Help.' One of the most basic tenets of reputation management is to show humility in the face of adversity. You show humility and you show introspection. If, on the other hand, you take the approach of, 'I'm not responsible for any of this is all one giant smear campaign against me, none of this is my fault. It's us two who are right and the score of other people who are totally wrong,' you rarely build sympathy that way. And without sympathy you don't get an audience on board with your attempts at crisis management and it actually ends up making the other side much more believable than you." Mr. Coram James added, "I would argue that their lack of introspection will come back to hurt them from a reputational point of view. From a PR point of view, that is so basic that the lack of it feels deliberate." Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's bombshell Netflix series was watched by millions around the world, but the royal pair's viewing figures dramatically plummeted from the first episode to the third. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex saw a whopping 2.4 million people tune in for the opening episode, but this had dropped to just 800,000 for the third. Figures from the Broadcasters Audience Research Board, BARB, confirmed the stats for the first installment of the couple's explosive 6-part series when it first aired. Their data was focused on people who saw it on a television, rather than mobile phones and tablets, meaning the true figure is likely higher.